Though conceptually, it's the first time that you've made a work for a location where the imagery is really specific to that location.
Absolutely.
It's your work. Technically your work could probably be seen from right here.
And it's also one of the first times, and I'm obviously going to continue in this direction, where I'm kind of making a series of drawings and then screens and then paintings, of course, and based on one kind of body of work. Mm-hmm. Because up at this point I've just been it's all been mixed together, the sources for all the imagery, and the kind of new drawings get folded into the mix, and so I'm not going to continue with these drawings I'm doing for this project in future paintings.
But that wall where all the studs are is your wall. So you're actually looking at the work before you even get in the building.
Well, let me ask you to talk about what it's like to work with a museum's collection. So it's almost like one-stop shopping in terms of the resources that you use to develop your visual language.
And what's also funny about that is I really don't like art about art. Mm-hmm. I really don't like insider art. Mm-hmm. And the kind of work that you have to kind of primed to understand or know a lot about art history, understand. I never liked that kind of work. And then here I am making this whole, body of work in this big piece based on that idea.
Right.
So I've kind of had to come to terms with that.
Mm-hmm. But don't you think there's a way that someone coming to this work, even if they don't know what the references are at all, it'll still be a successful Ryan McGinness painting?
Absolutely, and that's how I think my work operates. Right, already on that level. There's an aesthetic appreciation, and then when you hopefully look a little more closely and unpack, the paintings and the sculptures, then you can maybe pay attention to the specific images, and that's exactly how this piece will work too. And when you do investigate and pay attention to the specific imagery, and have maybe even a greater appreciation or introduction to what the museum has.
Right.
And I really like the idea of making something that forces the collection to kind of fold in on itself, and kind of bookends the collection. Because all of your acquisitions after this painting that I make, of course, aren't going to be included.
That's true.
So it's a benchmark of sorts.
Does it feel different, or does it matter to you whether you're deriving an image from past artwork, something that's called artwork, or whether it's from a sign out in the street? Or
no, because it all has to do with just form. Just drawing. And so once I get drawing, it's about just that, just line and form and shape.
What about the kind of cultural associations? Do you feel like after it's been through your whole process, something still reads as Indian or still reads as African, or is there some kind of territory in between that's just your territory, or how much do you want it to retain associations?
I'm definitely the filter of sorts, and so I am kind of flattening out all these different elements throughout art history, all these kind of different cultural input, and then they're kind of getting neutralized. To more directly answer your question, no, I don't. I'm not trying to make the shapes and forms of drawings retain any. I'm just not thinking about it deliberately. I think by default they'll just
have those.
Kind of be neutralized. And so on that note, I'm forcing myself to do distinct bodies of work. I'm working on the 12 labors of Hercules right now, and I think I shared with you when you're in the studio this larger body of work based on the 7 Deadly Sins.
Yeah.
So I'm working on that, and I want to go to different cities and do a series of drawings and paintings based on the city. So it's helped me move in that direction, which is a place where I want to go.